Yo, what's up, lads and ladies? Hello. This is just going to be a quick prep video on Legion Champion. If you don't know what Legion Champion is, it is something that has just been released in Korea, which is a expansion to the Legion system. You'll notice here it says Union. This is just Korean Legion, and I'll link this patch note in the comments down below. But this is essentially a new system, which is for endgame, or I say endgame. You can do it as like a mid-game character or a mid-game account. But it's just a lot of stats for an endgame character to push you into higher content, really. The way you unlock this is by either having a level 260 character on your account, or having, I believe you have to 8k Legion or higher. Yeah, there you go. So 8k Legion or higher and have at least one 260. And then you can unlock Legion Champion. How this functions is you will designate up to 6 characters on full release, or like full final version of the system, and these characters will become your champions. If you've played Lost Ark, this is like your roster and your 6 gold earning characters. It's the exact same thing, where you will have 6 main characters on your account, and you will do various bossing and like challenges and a monthly mission to get coins for an event currency, or not event currency, for like a stat currency, which is like a buff that will happen every month, basically. So the way it works is, on the release of this system in Korea, you start with 2 slots, so 2 characters, and you can unlock a 3rd character by soloing Hard V-Hilla on one of your champions. For now, we believe that 3 is the maximum that you can have at this time. Again, the max will be 6 at the end. You'll see here it's 2 champion slots initially granted. You can open up to 3, so you could read this as 2 plus 3, or 2 plus 1 for free. We'll see how it happens. And every time you unlock a slot, it will cost you 1 billion meso, and you'll have to redo all the bosses on your previous characters. I mean, that's how you do it. Very, very easy. So what do you need to do? For a low rank, you need to defeat Lotus hard mode, or champion mode, which is just a solo with... It's basically practice mode. You cannot do champion mode at the same time as a Genesis mission, but it's basically practice mode. And you can enter champion mode as a practice as well, and it will still count. So you can do a real run or a practice run, and they will count as champion clears. So B grade is Lotus, A grade is Varus Hilla in hard, S rank is a Black Mage solo, SS grade is Hard Seren, and SSS grade is Watcher Kalos. Now, Kalos is totally useless, and we'll get into why in a second, but just this whole bottom grade, ignore this. This does not matter at all. Because what you get for what you spend to get to here is not commensurate. It's totally skippable for a like 99.99999 recurring percentile of players. This is totally useless, and you will never use a solo Kalos. So don't even think about this. Your target is Seren solos, and the reason is because of this. These are the stats you get from each boss. So Lotus is 20 all stat, or HP if you're a Demon Avenger. Varus Hilla is 10 attack, and this is per character, by the way. So 20 all stat for your badge, attack, 5 boss, 3 crit damage, and then IED comes from SSS grade. Now, what was SSS? SSS was Kalos, and just a friendly reminder that IED is arguably, when you are a fully established endgame character with everything that you need, IED is effectively the worst stat that you can get at endgame, because it has the highest amount of like diminishing returns because of where you'll be. There's 0 value from IED in almost every kind of party bossing scenario at endgame, because you'll already be at most likely over 99% IED in the first place. So this is totally useless. Ergo, my argument is settling at Hard Seren champions is way better, way more cost efficient, way more worth your time. And if you want to push to Kalos after you have 6 Hard Seren, go for it. Like, Bob's your mother's brother, absolutely bish bash bosh, fantastic. But your prio should be Hard Seren solos. And again, you'll have initially, we believe, 3 champions. And you can it's either 2+1 or 2+3. We'll see when they actually get in the game and things like this. But yeah. So, with this out of the way, there's various other things you can get from the champion system, like additional EXP gains, crit damage, IED, boss, attack, like all of this. This is from the buff that you can get from the monthly coins, which is this. It's like a consumable thingy-majig. From the raid, the champion raid. And we're not going to go over the champion raid because this is like just a little mini game of like a kill monsters, kill a boss, get coins, get stats. Don't really care about that. What I care about is how to make and how to get to a hard Saren character. And what I'm doing to achieve that. So, we're going to bring up, first of all, this character here. Now, you're going to be like, what is this? This just looks like a random checklist spreadsheet thing. And it is. This is the characters that I currently have as champions. So, it's Dawn Warrior, Wind Archer, Nightwalker, Shade, and Demon Slayer. And you'll notice that none of these are duplicate jobs. So it's not Dawn Warrior, Dawn Warrior, Dawn Warrior, Dawn Warrior, Dawn Warrior. The reason that is because you cannot have duplicate jobs for this system. I believe you can have a maximum of 2 of the same, I believe, but you cannot have more than that. So I could have a Demon Slayer and a Demon Slayer at the bottom, and then the rest would have to be unique. I do not believe I could have 6 Demon Slayers, as an example. I believe that is limited in the system. You can, however, have an unlimited amount of warriors. So say you just really like warriors, you could have 0, Dawn Warrior, Demon Slayer, Demon Avenger, Dark Knight, and Hero, and you'd be totally fine. But you can't have hero, 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 hero. You know what I mean? That makes sense. But yeah, these are the characters that I'm doing. I will eventually add in a 6. But I just want to sort of show my thought process of what I'm doing to make hard Saren characters, and then you can make your own decisions and do things to help progress your account. So first of all, I am doing dailies on every single one of these characters currently. I'm maxing all of their arcane symbols to get a Black Mage solo, and I'm maxing their sacred power at 250. And why 250 sacred? Because Saren has a 200 sacred power requirement in phase 2. So what is the max over level of 200? It's 250. Because that's just how sacred symbols scale. Every 10 you're above, you gain additional damage. Up to an additional 50. But that's not 50% damage, that's not how the calculation works. But you just want 50 over sack. So we want 250 sack. To achieve that, what I am doing is getting each of these characters to 275 at a minimum. So my Demon Slayer is almost finished. And then I'm going to go get my Nightwalker to 275, Wind Archer to 275, Shade to 275, and then all of them will be 275. Now, the reason I'm picking 275, there's a couple reasons, is because Saren is a 275 boss in hard mode, in phase 2. So you're getting no penalty there. And also, it makes getting to 250 Sacred a lot easier, because at 275, you unlock an additional symbol, Shangri-La. So it gets a lot easier. Now, with that in mind, let's go in-game. And I'm going to tell you about something that I am doing, which is Organizer. Now, this is set up on every single character that I'm doing dailies on. I have Monster Park on an additional character, which I'm going to do on my Wind Archer. And I have all of the dailies on all of these characters. Now, this is a super, super good system that you can use. Just add in all the dailies that you want to do. I'll add in Shangri-La as well for when I inevitably get there. This week should be. And that will be all the dailies that I do until my arcane symbols are max. And then until my sack is at 250 as well. That's like the most important thing. Once you have max arcane symbols and 250 sack on all those characters, good to go. You can choose to stop leveling at 270 if you want to, because 5 underlevel penalty is not that bad. It will just mean you will have to fund your characters a little bit more to make up for that, and you'll lose a lot of fragments as well. Now, fragments are super important here because you can save a lot of cost on making these characters with fragments. So, in terms of costing, what is the kind of gear that I would recommend for a hard Saren character? For me, what I was going to do on all of my characters was initially get 20 or 21 Absos, fodder them in, and then just full send every arcane piece that I got and just go to 21. Because I think settling at like full 21 on a hard ceremonial is totally super acceptable. On a lot of classes, you can probably get away with 19s or 17s because it's not really that hard of a boss. If you can solo Black Mage, you can basically solo hard Saren. So it's super attainable. The key step I would recommend is at least getting a full set of Goloks on all these characters. That will take you a minimum 2 months to set up, along with your arcane symbols taking you 3 months and 2 weeks, I believe. And then your sack, I don't know how long that will take. That will be depending on how fast you get to 275 and how fast you unlock all the dailies that come with that, right? There's a lot of variables to your sack, but at minimum, prepping one of these characters at minimum is going to take you at least 3 months for symbols, because arcanes, right? At least 3 months. Now, you don't need full arcane to, like, solo Black Mage. You don't need it at all. You can definitely do it with penalty. It just makes it a lot easier. One of the most important factors will be getting them to 275. So, when you're doing multiple characters, what is the easiest way to do it? What I have been doing is doing every single daily on my characters that are under 260 first. For example, at the start of this current event that we're in, my Wind Archer was level 235. I've just been doing dailies on my Wind Archer first before I do dailies on any other character to ensure that my Wind Archer gets all the EXP. Once he is 260, I will then start doing it on the Shade to ensure that that character receives all the EXP. Because then I'm getting all the EXP I need on my lowest champion to get them all to 260, to then start to get fragments on all of those characters, and then push them one by one by one by one by one. It's just like a ladder kind of thing, right? So you'll see here, my Dawn Warrior, I then do all my dailies on my Wind Archer, including Monster Park, everything, and then I'll go on to my Nightwalker and do Cernium and my Fragment daily on this character, along with all my other Arcane Symbol dailies, and then Arcane Symbol dailies on the Shade, and then Arcane Symbol dailies and Sacred Symbol dailies on the Demon Slayer. And that's just how I'm doing it, right? The way that you will do it will be totally different to whatever you find easy or manageable, stuff like that. But I hope this can give you a rough idea as to how to prepare for Legion Champions, what you can do on your characters. And yeah, if you have any questions, pop on stream. And yeah, just ask away. Pop crazy. Peace!